What's going on, guys? My name is Zed and welcome to this video. The day has finally come. I have decided to watch Requiem for a Dream for the first time ever. And a couple of my buddies told me, you should record your reaction directly after the movie finishes. Because this is a movie that I've heard so many times leaves people speechless. You don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, you just stare into the abyss after the movie ends. So I thought, why not make it into its own video? That should be fun. So for the very first time ever, I'll be watching Requiem for a Dream. Okay, here we go. Requiem for a Dream. I honestly didn't know what to expect going into this movie. Now, these are my initial thoughts. I literally just stood up and took it out of the player. It just ended. Addiction is a word that's thrown around a lot. Whether you're addicted to TV, or to eating food, or to working too much, or whatever, like, addiction is all around us all the time. There are addictions that are more beneficial than others, but even the ones that seem beneficial, like watching out for your health, can take a turn for the worse. People who are anorexic or who take steroids. This movie, I think the character that I really got attached to, or that I really felt for, was Jennifer Connelly's character, who was willing to humiliate herself for drugs, for a high. You know, going at the very end of the movie, going to that, I don't even know what you would call it. It wasn't an orgy. It was just some type of power trip. A bunch of businessmen watching these two women sexually humiliate themselves. And seeing her have sex for drugs and for money, trying to do better for herself and for her future, but in doing so falls deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. And same thing with Jared Leto's character and Marlon Wayans' characters. It's never enough. And you know, we've all had our fair share of addictions, you know, no matter what it is. It doesn't really matter what you quantify the addiction to be. It could be something very small or something very big. You know, we are all addicted to something. And when is that enough? When can you step away and do better for yourself and realize that these habits are no longer healthy, they're no longer sustainable, they're ruining friendships and relationships and your potential. This movie, I feel like it's going to be a time of process for me. But my initial thoughts are, what's enough? I didn't expect all these stories to be intertwined with each other. And though the three, I'll call them the kids, the three young people in the movie, though their stories are very intertwined, I wasn't expecting how powerful the mothers, Ellen Burstyn, I didn't expect her story to be as impactful and powerful as it was. Because you meet her and she's your mom, or she's your grandma or your aunt, and you can't help but just feel sorry for her, because everyone has that family member that husband or wife passes away, kids leave the nest, and they're alone. My great-grandmother, who lived right next door to me for my entire life, was alone. And I couldn't imagine the battle every day of just being alone, and what that can do to your self-esteem, and what that can do to your self-worth, and the chance to break free of that, the chance to get out there and to be recognized for more than nothing. You know, she it ate away at her in ways that she didn't even realize until it was too late, and her mind was too far gone to even realize that what she was doing was even worse than just being lonely. So overall, Requiem for a Dream is a thinker. Makes you think. Its style of almost student film. You know, the lighting's not great, the camera work's not great, but somehow stylistically it tells a picture of what you don't want to be, what you don't want to become, and it makes you think about all the unhealthy habits you have in your own life, and how it's not too late to change those, because if you don't, you could find yourself looking for that next thing to take you deeper into the rabbit hole. So definitely a great watch. If you couldn't already tell, I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 stars. It's a movie that I can see myself recommending to particular people, and hopefully they get something out of it, because it's quite the powerful film. Something that I'm not gonna forget for a little bit. It's definitely gonna be on my mind. So thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and until next time, guys, I'll be seeing you later. Peace. So we're at the end of the video, and you're more than welcome to stop here, but there's a couple little things that I do want to mention here at the end that I picked up on and I thought were interesting with the movie. So when Sarah, the mother, first goes to the doctor's office to get a prescription for the diet pills, when she is seen by the doctor never looks at her once. His eyes are always fixated on his clipboard, and he's basically reading out what it says on there without ever looking at the patient or discussing with the patient. And substance abuse, especially when prescribed by a doctor, is really regulated now because people become so addicted to these prescription drugs, which was seen in the movie. Another thing is this movie is about hard drugs. The thing that kind of brings this whole story together is the depiction of drug use or the lack thereof. It's more about the ramifications and the repercussions of the drug use and not the drugs themselves. Now, you do see them smoking the occasional pot, and you do see Sarah taking the pills, but when it comes to the other hard drugs, they're depicted in such a way where it almost heightens the spectacle of the drug use way more than just your generic junkie shooting up, a syringe. It's done in a way where it shows you a particular process. It shows you, just different close up. It doesn't. I like the way they depicted the drug use in this movie because it wasn't the focal point. It was definitely the aftermath. What happens after these characters took the drugs, what it did to their minds and what it did to their emotions and their relationships. And so, yeah, that's where I'm going to end it here. There are plenty of things I could talk about, but to keep it short and sweet, watch the movie.